Maybe this is the first time you're hearing this. The order in which you move in real estate could cost you or save you tens of thousands of dollars. So if you're thinking about selling your home and buying another one, there's one big question you need to answer first. Should you sell first or should you buy first? Hint, this isn't a one-size-fits-all answer, but there is a smart way to decide. And today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to think your way around it. First, let's talk about selling. Selling first gives you power, but it also creates pressure. When you sell your property before buying your next home, you know exactly how much money you're working with. There's no guessing. There's no hoping your home sells for a certain number. You close on the sale, you have your equity or your profit, and you're now a non-contingent buyer. You shop confidently, and we negotiate with leverage. But here's the trade-off. Once your property is sold, the clock starts ticking. You now need somewhere to go. And if you do not find your next home in a certain amount of time, you might have to double move. And if you have pets and or small children, that can bring more than just monetary costs. In short, selling first gives you clarity, but it also gives you a deadline. Now, what about buying first? Buying first feels emotionally safer, but it could be financially riskier. When you buy first, you avoid the stress of temporary housing. You secure your next home before giving up your current one. That feels comfortable. But here's the reality. First, in order to buy first, you'll need to get approval for a bridge loan or pay cash. Second, if your current home doesn't sell as quickly as expected, you could end up carrying 2 payments for a short period. That's not stress-free. That's pressure in a different form. The key takeaway is buying first protects convenience, but it increases financial exposure. Now let's look at 3 factors to consider: your local market, the equity question, and the stress factor. But before that, if you're finding this content helpful, we would be so grateful for you to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment about your thoughts on this content. This is how we can improve and serve you with even better guidance. The first factor is what your market changes about this decision. Your answer depends heavily on what your local market is doing right now. In a strong seller's market, homes move quickly. That makes selling first feel safer. In a slower or shifting market, inventory may sit a little longer. That increases risk if you buy first. This isn't about headlines. It's about your specific neighborhood, your price range, and current buyer activity. Local strategy matters way more than national news. And it's not a secret that national trends don't decide your move. The statistics around your neighborhood do. Moving to the second factor, the equity question. If you need the equity or profit from your current home to buy the next one, selling first is usually the smarter move. The majority of homeowners in the greater Colorado area and the nation are sitting on significant equity. But that money isn't usable until you close. If your down payment depends upon your sale, trying to buy first can complicate things quickly. The cleanest transactions often happen when sellers unlock their equity first. Then they go buy with confidence. Simply put, equity only helps you after it's liquid. Now, the factor that no one talks about, the stress factor. The biggest mistake sellers make isn't financial, it's emotional. Selling and buying at the same time can feel overwhelming. Showings, offers, inspections, deadlines. If you sell first, you remove one layer of uncertainty. You know what you can afford in your next home. If you buy first, you reduce the potential disruption of moving twice. The right choice often comes down to which type of stress you handle better. After all, it's not about avoiding stress. It's about choosing the right kind. So this is when selling first makes the most sense. Selling first is usually smartest when the market is competitive and your home is in demand. It works especially well if your home is updated and in great condition. Inventory in your area is low, and you want maximum negotiating power when you go to buy. After you've sold, you'll have cash in hand, which enables you to make stronger offers. In a competitive situation, you'll gain an advantage, as sellers prefer buyers who don't have to sell another home first. Cash, simply put, creates negotiating strength. Now, this is when buying first can work. Buying first can work, but only if you're financially prepared. It makes sense to buy first if you can qualify carrying both homes temporarily. We try to avoid this, but it is a possible outcome. Or you've built strong savings or can qualify for a bridge loan. And you're highly confident in your home's market value. But it should never be based purely on fear or missing out. It should be calculated and planned. The secret? Buying first should be strategic, not emotional. We believe this is the smart way to decide. Are you ready for it? The smartest sellers don't guess. They run scenarios. And before deciding, you should know what your home will realistically sell for, how long homes like yours are taking to sell, what your next home will likely cost, your comfort level with timing flexibility. See, when you know the numbers side by side, the answer usually becomes clear. I know it sounds simple, but clarity removes fear. In summary, there's no universally right order, but there is a right order for you. Selling first gives control, buying first gives comfort. But the key is making the decision with data, not anxiety. At the Perry Properties Group, we help people just like you map this out carefully, long before we begin the process of going to market. Why? Because the sequence of your move matters. And when it's done strategically, you don't just move. You move forward to the next chapter of life with confidence. It'll be a privilege to help you and your family, so why not reach out to us today? Thanks for watching.